Hello guys, I'm here with Bob and Bobby and Bob. From Bob Vylan. How do you feel?
Feeling great.
Feeling good?
So, your dress, it's from Hradec. Tell us something about that.
Okay, so the first city of any country that invites us over to play a show is usually the team I choose. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like third division. It's the closest top division team, and this was the first place in Czech that invited us. So this is my team. I mean, they're lovely people, and it's a fan base I want to be a part of.
Your songs are quite provoking and carries strong messages. Did someone came to you and just tell you that you changed his life or just influence his life?
Yeah, some people have said that. I mean, obviously, it feels a bit funny to say that, but yeah, of course, I think like the objective of art is obviously to provoke a reaction in somebody, whether so feeling, emotion, or whatever it is. But yeah, so the music that we make, I think it provokes a reaction from people because we're talking about our lives and topics that maybe people are not necessarily used to hearing, but people often feel, and they see.
You're doing a great job in this.
Thank you.
Yeah. I saw you last year on Rock for People.
Oh, cool.
And I saw you on the set with Bobby from Strange Bones.
Yeah.
And you have quite a lot of futures, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Are you planning on something next, or?
Well, at the moment, it's more just working on our stuff,
Yeah.
The features are something that I'll do like a guest verse or something on somebody's song, obviously if I like the song, but also it's often friends. Yeah, I feel like features have to be natural feeling, can't just be, it's easier if I know the person, if we've met before, we've had a conversation, and Bobby from Strange Bones is he's a friend, do you know what I mean? And same with Laurie from Soft Play or Grove or XL Life, all these people are they're friends. We played shows with them and stuff like that, so it makes it easier for sure. But the features is something that I would like to do more of, verses. It's a fun thing to do,
By the way, it was the first live feature I ever saw.
Right, okay.
Everywhere, it was my first experience with this, so I was really.
I think that might be the first time we performed that song together as well. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think we had performed. I'd come out and done something with them before a long time ago, but it wasn't that song. I think that was the first time we did that song together. Yeah, it was fun.
It was really fun.
It was really fun to be at that festival with those guys as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel that you like to get closer with your audience, even inviting them to your stage as we saw. How do you feel about this stage?
It's good, it bared the weight.
And definitely, it was nice, you mentioned it, not to have a barrier between us and the people that were with us, Just having that closeness really makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure, because usually there's the stage and then there's barriers for a pit, photo pit or whatever it is. But it was nice to just have people so close,
What was the biggest crowd you had ever on the stage?
Oh, on the stage. There's been some, Rebellion Festival was big. But 2000 Trees was big. It depends, because we bring people on stage on big stages and small stages. So sometimes it looks like there's thousands of people on the stage because it's a small stage, but definitely Rebellion Festival in the UK and 2000 Trees Festival in the UK, both last year, were very, very packed. Yeah.
You're mashing a lot of genres together. Are you feeling some connection between those genres, or is just that you like them?
We both enjoy those genres, yeah. But I think there's I think the main recurring, the main thing that ties them all together is that they're very UK genre, genres like punk, grime music, jungle music, very UK-centric music, you know.
Underground UK music specifically, you know.
So there's that as well. But yeah, we just enjoy like a lot of different genres and a lot of different artists, a lot of different music. So it would feel very like limiting to just make one genre of music, and then if we wanted to make something else, we'd have to create like a side project or something. I just don't want to do that. I think it's nice that we get to play any genre of music and people are like, yeah, that's a Bob Vylan song, you know?
I sense that you criticize politics, mainly conservative politics. Why do you think the young people vote for them, even if they go like backwards with?
I don't know that they necessarily do vote for him. I think that they don't vote enough. That's the difference. Conservatives are in, not because there's not enough people that want Labour. There's enough people that want another party. It's just that, I mean, it's not just in England. It's all over the world. Young people just have lower turnouts. So you end up with older and conservative governments because the people who are willing to get out of bed and vote are older people who tend to be or have tended to be conservative, which is a trend, I'm happy to say, is changing now, where like older people aren't turning conservative. But I do feel like that's because it's become conservatism used to be something that was centre right. Now it is right. And I think that's something that a lot of people kind of can just look at and be like, maybe that's not the way, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. And younger people as well, I think they're not turning out, or they haven't been turning out to vote as much as, like I can speak for England, I don't know what it's like here in Czech Republic, but like in the UK, like as much as the left needs them, even though I think there's plenty of left-leaning young people, I think it's maybe it's changing, but I think it maybe comes from the fact that they're not aware of how politics affects them directly, you know. And we did see that with I can't remember the year, but when they said they weren't going to raise tuition fees, they raised tuition fees. It was under Cameron, and you saw like young people protesting, and I think when there's something that actively affects them, they turn out. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of the time, it can be hard to make a connection between this political manifesto and how it's going to affect your life in a day-to-day, environment. Like it's kind of, or in the day-to-day kind of capacity, it's kind of hard sometimes to draw those parallels.
Definitely as well. I think like maybe it's something that has to do with experiencing like not having what you want and not turning up to vote, having the negative things that impact you, and then realizing, oh wait a second, I should have done it. But then by the time in history, by the time they get a bit older and they do start doing it, like I said, they are more likely to be a little bit more conservative in their views. But again, like I said, it's a trend that's changing with this new generation coming through who have just been able to vote. They are very politically active, more politically active than like millennials were or Gen X, you know.
Can you tell me some main influences behind Bob Vylan?
Well, most of the influences are from our life experiences.
Yes.
Because obviously that's what a lot of the lyrics concern themselves with. Our lived experiences. And then a lot of it is different writers and thinkers, more so than other bands and musicians. We read a fair amount, and I think that the literature that we read kind of informs how we feel and believe, and it challenges us to think of things in a different way, and it influences the lyrics for sure. and the music is kind of just a bed for those thoughts to come out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like, I don't know, like Marcus Garvey and Cornel West, James Baldwin, and these kind of writers, you know, Assata Shakur, like, they affect the way that we think about the world, and they challenge us to think about things in a different way. And I feel like that influences the music quite heavily.
Great. I didn't know that. As the artist that fights against status quo, did you have any problem with that in your career?
Oh yes, yeah, almost on a daily basis. Whether it's not necessarily like, sometimes it is, but it's not always this thing of like the man like holding us back, you know, and putting up a wall and preventing us from doing certain things, I suppose, in a very direct way. It's not always that. It could be the way that we release music is independently, because a lot of the deals and that these labels offer are not favorable towards the artist. So we release music independently, and that can be quite an expensive endeavor. And so, you know, there can be certain things like that. Like, we have to take money from here to put this record out, and we're not going to get that money back until further down the line, and come, you know, so there are certain things like that. But there are obviously other issues where we've had it before, where certain people won't work with us because they don't like the political message, or they think it's going to ruffle feathers, or, you know, maybe there's festivals and stuff that we lose out on because we play with just live drummer, and then we have, you know, we use like trigger certain things, like it's not a typical band setup. So, but it's not really a concern to us. I don't think the people that are preventing, like, you know, the barriers in our way, because we just find ways through them. You know, I don't think we don't really spend too much time. We're problem solvers.
Yeah, we don't dwell. We just find a way through.
Yeah, great deal. Yeah, thank you. Would you like to say something to your fans in Czech Republic?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and make sure you come and see us at Bike Jesus on the 2nd of November.
Yeah, we'll see you there, hopefully. But love ya.
Love ya.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
But I'd rather fight. I could do this all day.